Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 4. The title we have chosen for presentation is a workplace discrimination among young doctors. Our expected lecturer for this course is Sir Mohamad Faiz bin Ismail. Now, I want to introduce my team members. My name is Haiman bin Hairodin. Second one is Nurin Jazlina binti Zainul Akramin. Third one, Danial Yusriezal bin Mohamad Yusri. And the last one, Mohamad Akmalafiruddin bin Elias.
Thank you, Haiman. So, as you can see here, this is the article we chose. It's a 2019 article by Code Blue titled Government Doctors Deplore Sexual Jokes, Racial Insults, Discrimination. The article reveals widespread workplace misconduct among government doctors in Malaysia. To summarize, based on a survey of 143 trainee surgeons, 62% reported experiencing bullying, 46% faced harassment, and 46% encountered discrimination, while 12% reported sexual harassment. The reported incidents included verbal abuse, racist remarks, sexist jokes, and exclusion from discussion due to language barriers. Some respondents also mentioned unequal opportunity for career advancements among different races. Interestingly, a small number of doctors admitted to engaging in similar behavior themselves, often citing stress and long working hours as contributing factors. Although the health minister acknowledged the existence of such incidents, he denied that the healthcare system had a toxic culture. Overall, the findings highlight the urgent need for stronger policies, greater awareness, and institutional support to promote a respectful, inclusive, and professional working environments in public hospitals. That's all from me. I will now pass it to Daniel to continue with the presentation.
Alright, now so we move to the parties involved. First, the junior doctors. Junior doctors, especially those training to become surgeons, are the main people affected. Many of them reported being bullied, harassed, and discriminated against at work. They were shouted at, called insulting names like useless or donkey, and humiliated in front of other staff or in group chats. Some also faced racist remarks or sexual jokes. Others said they were treated unfairly, such as being denied training opportunities because of their race or age. These junior doctors are the victims who are speaking up about the mistreatment they experience. Second parties is the senior doctors. Senior doctors, such as consultants and heads of departments, are accused of mistreating junior doctors. They are supposed to guide and train younger doctors, but some allegedly abuse their power. They were reported to scold and embrace junior doctors in front of patients and colleagues, make inappropriate or sexual jokes, and treat staff differently based on race. Because senior doctors have strong influence over trainees' careers, their action can cause fear, stress, and pressure in the workplace. Then, moving on to Malaysian Medics International and the researchers. Malaysian Medics International, or MMI, together with several researchers, conducted a survey to uncover these problems. The study was led by Dr. S.S. Vikineshwaran and supported by the College of Surgeons, Academy of Medicine of Malaysia. Their aim was to collect honest feedback from surgical trainees and show how serious and widespread bullying and discrimination are. They wanted to raise awareness and encourage change in hospital work culture. Finally, the Ministry of Health. The Ministry of Health is responsible for managing public hospitals in Malaysia. The Health Minister at the time responded by saying the bullying cases were only minor and that there was no toxic culture. This response upset many doctors who felt the issue was not taken seriously. As the authority in charge, the Ministry of Health is expected to protect healthcare workers and take stronger action to ensure a safe and respectful working environment. So we will move on to the next part. Now moving on to the next part, which is reason behind the issue. The first point is toxic work environment with bullying and harassment. Many doctors in government hospitals experience bullying and harassment, creating a toxic work environment. The study found that 62% of surgical trainees reported abuse of power, while 46% experienced harassment and discrimination. Verbal abuse included being called insulting names such as useless or donkey, and brainless, being shouted at, at in front of patients and colleagues, and being humiliated in group chats. This unhealthy atmosphere causes stress and emotional harm to doctors. From the perspective of Kant's moral theory, such behavior is ethically wrong because it fails to treat individuals with respect and dignity. Kant's categorical imperative emphasizes that people should be treated as ends in themselves, not merely as means, making workplace bullying and harassment morally unacceptable. Moving on to the second point, which is racist and sexist insult and unfair treatment based on race or gender. Another serious issue is discrimination based on race and genders. Some doctors reported experiencing sexual comment or jokes, inappropriate physical contact, and racist language that demean their identity. In addition, certain trainees felt that opportunities such as hands-on classes, attending study events, or participation in work activities were given based on race or age rather than merit. This unfair treatments deepens the problem by undermining equality and making certain groups feel excluded and undervalued. According to virtue ethics, medical professionals should demonstrate virtues such as fairness, justice, and kindness, and racist or sexist behavior reflect vices that go against this moral value. The last point is high stress and power imbalance in the medical hierarchy. The medical work environment is highly stressful and structured with a strong power imbalance between senior and junior doctors. Some senior doctors justify harsh treatment by claiming that the job is demanding and that mistakes can affect patient safety. However, junior doctors have less authority and limited protection from verbal abuse or unfair treatment. This combination of high stress, rigid hierarchy, and lack of accountability allows bullying, harassment, and discrimination to persist in the system. Using rule utilitarianism, actions and rules should aim to maximize overall happiness, and creating a supportive and fair work environment would reduce harm to junior doctors and improve well-being for the greatest number of people. So we're moving on to the next part.
Thank you, Daniel. Workplace discrimination is a serious issue that affects the well-being and the performance of government doctors in Malaysia. It can appear in many forms such as unfair treatment based on race, gender, or position, as well as verbal abuse and harassment from senior staff. These issues can have several negative impacts. Firstly, it affects the emotional and psychological well-being of doctors. Many affected doctors experience stress, anxiety, and burnout, which can lower their motivation, focus, and job satisfaction. Continuous humiliation or unfair treatment can harm an individual's self-esteem and confidence, while also creating feelings of isolation. For trainee doctors who are still developing their professional identity, these experiences can be especially damaging. The fear of being targeted again or labeled as weak often prevents victims from reporting incidents, allowing the cycle of bullying to continue unchallenged. Secondly, workplace discrimination also impacts career development and training opportunities. The Code Blue article reported that some doctors were denied hands-on surgical practice or research involvement because of their race or gender. Similarly, the CNA article mentioned that some senior doctors misuse their authority, resulting in unfair workloads and biased treatment of junior staff. These practices not only hinder learning and career growth, but may also cause some doctors to lose confidence in their abilities or even leave the public healthcare sector altogether. Thirdly, discrimination and bullying also have serious effects on the healthcare system as a whole. Research in Malaysia found that 13% of junior doctors had been bullied within a 6-month period, which negatively affected both their training and the quality of patient care. International studies also show that bullied healthcare workers are more likely to experience depression, emotional exhaustion, and stress-related disorders. This leads to lower productivity and a higher risk of clinical errors. The Joint Commission in the US also reported that bullying weakens teamwork and communication, key elements for patient safety, which are issues equally relevant to Malaysia's healthcare context. Lastly, There is a real-life case that highlights the severity of this issue, the death of a young doctor believed to be caused by workplace bullying. A Channel News Asia article published in 2022 revealed that workplace bullying in Malaysia's public health sector has been a long-standing issue. The problem gained national attention after the death of a young doctor in Sabah whose family claimed she had been bullied at work. Junior doctors interviewed by CNA described being scolded publicly and humiliated with remarks such as, "You have no brain," or "You are wasting your money studying medicine." A survey by the Malaysian Medical Association found that 30 to 40% of doctors had faced some form of workplace bullying. The article also identified contributing factors such as strict workplace hierarchies, excessive workloads, and insufficient support system, all of which create a culture of fear and disrespect in hospitals. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to Akmal to continue the presentation.
First, this case clearly relates to Chapter 4 workplace issue. The Code Blue article described doctors in government hospital facing racist insults, sexist jokes, ogling, unwanted touching, and being denied opportunities. These are serious workplace problems, not personal conflict, which is exactly what Chapter 4 focuses on. Chapter 4 covers key topics such as sexual harassment, discrimination, occupational health and safety, whistleblowing, and women at work. All of these appear clearly in the case. The chapter helps us identify the behavior correctly and provides a clear framework to analyze the issues. In terms of sexual harassment, Chapter 4 explains that it includes a hostile work environment where unwanted sexual behavior make it difficult to work. This matches the sexist comment, ogling, and unwanted touching report. Discrimination is also present as some doctors were denied training, rotation, or promotion based on gender or race. Chapter 4 also highlights employer responsibilities. Under Malaysian Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, workplace must protect both physical and physiological well-being. This means bullying and harassment are safety issues, not just human resource matters. The chapter also stressed the importance of whistleblowing system, protection from retaliation, and tools like codes of conduct and ethics training. Now, moving on to the suggestion. The first suggestion is to establish clear and fair workplace rules. Hospitals should strictly ban bullying, harassment, discrimination, racist remarks, sexist jokes, and abuse of power. These rules must be applied to everyone, and reporting should be easy and safe, with protection against retaliation and clear timelines. This aligns with Kant moral theory, which emphasizes treating every person with dignity and respect. The second suggestion is to improve reporting system and promote a respectful culture. Complaints should be handled by trained and neutral officers, and consistent action must be taken against misconduct. Regular training on respect, consent, and bystander behavior should be provided, and supervisor must be trained to manage complaints properly. This reflects virtue ethic, which focus on developing good character traits such as integrity, empathy, and justice. The third suggestion is to strengthen safety support and fair opportunities. Bullying and harassment should be treated as safety risks. Staff should have access to counseling, support system, and safe reporting channel. Practical measures such as chaperones and clear communication rules can reduce harm. At the same time, hospitals should use transparent and fair criteria for training, rotation, and promotion. This connects to rural utilitarianism, which support rules that create the greatest benefit for the most people.
To conclude our presentation, workplace discrimination and bullying in Malaysia healthcare sector harm mental health, confidence, and careers. Every healthcare worker deserves to feel safe, respected, and valued. Hospitals must go beyond policies by promoting empathy, fairness, and accountability, offering support and leading by example. Treating staff with dignity improves teamwork, motivation, and patient care, making the healthcare system stronger and more compassionate. That's all from us. Thank you.